Hi everyone, this is Zohaib. Welcome to my YouTube channel Learning Edge Pro. And today in this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a list of order items which you have selected in the menu and to populate the list into your right sidebar, which we have created in the column definitions of 0.25x. So let me just show you where I've created that column definition. Here, as you can see, it's a 0.25 for the right side and 0.75 for the left side, which on which our menu item is populating. And on the rest of the side, which means 0.25x, our order items will be listed, which we have selected for the customer. So let's run the application to show you what we have done before. As you can see, our POS now is now loaded, and um, in the previous video, our price was not showing just because of the font color. So I just added the text color of maroon, so it's just showing. So our POS application is now running perfectly fine. And I think, oh, there's the timer is not showing here. So just quickly fix the timer. We are into our main page.xml page. And here under the current order items, I'm going to type the controls, current date time control, just to show the timing, which time our order is getting punched. As you can see, our timer is now showing, but it is overlapping. For that, I'm going to create a vertical stack layout. So now our item should be listed perfectly. As you can see, our date, our time, and our current order items are now showing perfectly fine. Now let's get started to create our order item list. For that, I'm firstly going to create in the grid column one. For that, we have to give a padding of maybe 10, and the background color. Okay, I've selected only background color to be, I guess, wheat. It will be perfectly fine to show our order item visible. Raw definitions to be auto. One will be adjusted fully, and the rest of it should be auto. Okay, after this, I have created a vertical stack layout, and it should be in grid.row 0, and spacing should be 5. 5 should be great. I'll check it later. And the label current order item should be bold, and the font size should be some bigger. Okay, I've created this. Now my current date time control is already written. Now under the vertical stack layout, I am just going to create collection view for car items, that which items I have selected from the menu list for the customer. And under this, I am just going to create another vertical stack layout of grid.rows 2. In this, I'm going to show the total amount of the menu items for that subtotal and X amount and buttons. Button means just to proceed the order by cash or by card. Okay, now we have created this thing. Now quickly go to our data menu order item list here. And here I'm going to create a new model class, which will be named as public partial class, which will be named as cart model because all our menu items should be added into our cart model, and it will be an observable object. Now we have created this. Inside this, we need an item ID. Not it, it's it. After that, we need name of the item to be shown, that which item we have selected. Okay, let's close this. Okay, now we also have to show the icon of the item. Okay, the IntelliSense is working perfectly fine, and we have to show the price. The price could be of different quantity. Like if we increase the quantity, the price should get updated, and it should be showing the fixed amount of price of the certain menu item. And if we increase the quantity, the price of that particular item should also be increased. For that, I am going to create a private variable for quantity, and in this, I'm going to create a public HTML amount, not this, which will return price multiplied by quantity. Uh, Wait, why it is not quantity? Okay, it's now perfectly fine, I guess. Okay, I am missing the observable property because whenever the quantity is changing, so it will notify that quantity is getting changed, so price should be also be changed. For that, we are going to use a notify property changed for, which will be name of amount. Okay, as you can see, we are now good. After this, we will go to our uh, home view model. And inside our home view model, we are going to add our public observable collection to call our cart model, and it will be named as cart items. And by default, it will be no. Okay, now we have created this. After this, we are going to create a method for it. For that, I'm going to create it here, which will be a private void add to cart item, uh, which will take it from menu item parameter. Parameter is which we are passing is menu item, and inside we are going to create a variable of cart item in which we are going to store our first of default cart items, item ID in the menu item name. For name, we have to get it by ID also. Okay, now we are good. And now we have to apply some conditions that if cart item equals to null, well, basically the intelligence do it by if not null. We will just replace this. So if cart item equals to null, so cart items equals to new cart model, which will create item ID, menu item ID, icon of menu item icon, name, menu item dot name, and price, which will menu item price. And by default, the quantity will be set as 1. That if you select any item, so by default, its quantity will be 1. After that, you will increase by yourself. Card item dot add card item which we have selected. So basically what condition is saying that if item doesn't exist in the cart, so the quantity will be set to 1. And if the cart item is already existing, then if you select one more time from the menu item, so the quantity will be double or triple. It depends how many clicks you do on the menu item. So we will just create for ourselves that if item doesn't exist in the cart and add item to cart. Okay, now we are good. Okay, here's some error, I guess, for the variable. Okay, I think we should be good. Card items, why it is not picking the card items? Well, okay, the C is not capital. Okay, now we are good. After this, we are going to create an else condition also that if the condition is not equals to null, then card item dot quantity should be increasing. For our clarification, we will just add this item exist in cart, quantity will be increased. Okay, now we have done this. Now for that, we have to call it into our main page.xml. So for that, I'm just going to go into my collection view here. Now we will search for the image button here where we have created it. Okay, here it is. So we will just copy this command. And after that, we will just go to our grid.raw. Okay, we will just search for the our image shopping cart. So here it is, image button, and the same query will be pasted here. So we have pasted this. Just we will change the path. So what we have said is add to cart, I guess. So we will just copy it from here, home view model. And we have not added the relay command. Okay, just add the relay command. Copy the add to cart and paste it here and just add the command. And it will be binding with all. So we have set the image button also, and just adjust its size also, 25, 25. Whenever it means one means that whenever the item is clicked, so it will just populate into the order item list. Okay, now we will just do a styling here inside the collection view, which we have commented it. Okay, for that we will just create a collection view with a grid.draw1 with item source to be binding with cut items with the background color of wheat. We will later see which suits on it. Okay, inside the collection view, we will create an collection view.items layout. And here we will create a linear item layout in which we will do an item spacing of 2 and the orientation will be of vertical, and that's it. After this, we will just call our data template here inside the section view. Okay, we have opened the controls. Section view dot items template, and inside this we will just call our data template. And inside the data template, we will just do a data type of models, and it should be a cart models. Oh, okay. One thing, we have not created a cart model as a separate entity. We will just do it to cart model. Okay, now we are good. Now I think it should cart. Why it is not picking up from the cart model? Let's see what's the issue here. Okay, models dot cart model. Okay, now we are good. And now we will just close the data template tag. Now our cart model should be populated here, and we will just open the grid. That how the item should be showing. And we will create a border with a padding of 5, with a padding of 5, and the background color to be wheat again. Okay, now we have created our borders layout. After this, we will just add a border dot stroke shape, stroke, stroke shape, and inside the stroke shape, it should be a round rectangle with a corner radius of 10. It should be looking perfectly good. And after this, we will create another grid with a column definitions of 70 for the name, icon, and items original price, and the rest will be dedicated to the quantity and the price. Okay, now here we will create a border inside it, border with grid dot column 0, and in this we will show image source from binding icon. Now we have created this. After this, outside the border, we will create a vertical stack layout. In this, we will be showing only a text things with a column 1 and spacing to be 5. Okay, inside this, we will be showing a label of text with binding it with its name. And after this, we will create a grid with column definitions again, which will be auto and rest will be full. And now we will just open a label tag to show the pricing, grid dot column 0 with the text of binding price and with the string format that which price should be showing inside our cart model. It will be fetched from your real-time data from your computer. Okay, now we are good. After that, we will just go to our, I guess, borders. Okay, let's run the application to check whether it's good or not. Okay, as you can see, our card model is now opened. Well, it's looking good, I think. Yeah, but it needs some more modification. So let's do that. For that, we will just go to our border. We will just remove the grid dot column 0 from here, and we will add it here. Okay, no. Okay, here we will just add the height request for the border to be 60, width request to be also 60, and I've already set the background color to be gray. It should be looking good. Okay, should be a light gray. And the stroke shape should be round rectangle with a corner radius of 5. Okay, after this, we will just have to add the column spacing of 10 and dedicate the space to. Okay, after this, we just have to set the image here. Image should be aspect fit. Image should not be bigger. For that, we will adjust it by height and width. Height will also be T. Width should also be T. Okay, now we are perfectly fine. Now just set the background color of light gray. Okay, now I think we are good. Let's run the application again. So as you can see, our list is now good. If we select the item, it is not showing. Let me check what's the issue. Okay, let me check what's the issue here. Okay, what's the issue here? Okay, we are calling it from data. No, we need it from models. Models cart. Okay, I think we have not defined it. Okay, let's go here and define the models here. Okay, now I've shifted the cart model into models folder. Okay, let's run this to check now if it's working fine. Models dot. Again, it is not showing. What's the issue? Wait, let me check. Okay, let's open this. Well, it's in the data folder. Shift it to models. Now go to main page here. And now let's try it again. Models, start models. Now we are perfectly fine and good. Now let's run the application again. Okay, I am seeing that my data is not getting fetched. So what's the issue here? Let me check. Okay, so I figured out what's the issue here. So we have not configured it with tapping gesture. So for that, we will just do uh, copy this command and paste it outside the border, outside the vertical stack layout. And we will paste it here and we will just create it border dot gesture recognizers whenever the item is selected. So it should store the populated list. And for that, I'm going to add the tap gesture recognizer here. Okay, now we are good. It should be working perfectly fine now. Okay, let me see it again. Add to cart command, add to command. Uh, well, it's referenced already with our main page.xml. So let's run the application and check if it's working perfectly fine or not. So as you can see, now I am tapping any of the items, it's populating here. So which means it's working perfectly fine. So let's change the text color and the background color and also show the price here. Okay, now we will come here and for that in the image, we will just set our border to, I guess, gray, maybe. Okay, we'll set gray for now and we will just set the text color to maroon and the font attributes should be bold. Okay. Also, we will just set our label text also. Color should be text color should be black and font size to be bigger and font attributes to be bold. Now we are perfectly good. After this, we will just copy the grid inside the collection view. Okay, we will just close vertical till vertical stack. Okay, we will copy the collection view here. And now we will just open the grid here with padding of 10 and now paste it here. Now we should be good. And after this, we just have to add the grid.draw1 and the background color to be wheat. Okay, now I think we are perfectly good and fine. Now we just have to add our plus and minus, decreasing and increasing buttons for the quantity. So for that, we will just uh, open the another grid inside it, grid.column1 with the column definitions, 2 star, and also full with the width request of 120. Now we are good. And inside this, we will just create an image button, grid column to be 0, background color for the button to be yellow, and corner radius to be, I guess, 5, and where's minimum? Minimum height request to be 30, and the maximum height request to be, oh, minimum width request. We will set minimum width request to be also 30. And the source from where we are getting our image of minus. Okay, let's see inside our resources. Close this, open it again. Now go to the okay, go to the resources, images. Just search for the minus here. Okay, here it is. So we will just add the minus underscore regular underscore 24.png. Now we are good. After this, we will just copy this image button again for the plus button, and we'll paste it here. Okay, now we are good. For that, we will just change it to plus, I guess. And now we are perfectly fine. And the grid column to be changed to 2, because the minus will be in to the left and the plus should be to the right. After that, we will just create a label just in between it to show the counter of the quantity, at which quantity number is now running. Column 1 with a padding of 5, background color to be white, font size to be 18, height request to be 30, I guess, and horizontal options to be center, and what other properties we can use. Horizontal text alignment to be center also, and the text which to be shown here is quantity, which will be binding with the quantity, and the text color should be okay. Text color should be maroon. I think we are good for now. Okay, just add the last thing, which will be the with request, which will be 30. Okay, now we are absolutely perfectly fine and good. After this, we will just close our this thing, and just under this border, we will create an image button for the closing of the order list, just to empty the cart if you want to. For that, we will just create an image button here. Background color to be red. Okay, we have selected the background. Background color to be red. Corner radius to be 5. Horizontal options to be in the end. Minimum height request 25. Minimum width request to be 25. And lastly, we will pick up the source, which will be, I guess, x underscore regular. Yes, we have saved that. Regular underscore 24.png. Okay, now I think we're good. We just have to add the vertical options in the starting. Now we are perfectly good. We will modify this later, any of these things. Okay, now let's run the application to see how the data is fetching. As you can see, we are inside our POS application. Just select it. As you can see, this is our plus and minus button. This is our pricing, and this is our cancel button. So right now, I don't think these are working because uh, I have not defined its method. So if I select it twice, as you can see, the quantity is getting increased. So now let's work on it. Okay, let's close the application. Okay. Also, the gray background is looking pathetic. So we will just go with the, I guess white. White will be looking perfectly good. White background. Okay. Now we will just add some shadows here. Image button dot shadow with a shadow dot brush just to emboss the closing button. As you can see, we are now done. Everything is running perfectly smooth and fine. After this, we just have to create the methods in the home view model. For that, we will just go to the private void increase quantity with card model with cart item, returning the card item dot quantity. It should be plus plus because it's the increasing quantity method, and the other which we are going to create will be our private void decrease quantity fetching from cart model. Also the cart item, and this will we will create a logic here that cart item dot quantity minus minus, and if cart item is empty, for example, so uh, cart item remove cart item. Okay, for example, if we reach limit to one, so if the customer, if our order taker sell by accidentally press another time decreasing quantity, so the item will be removed from the cart. So for that, I built this function, and now we are perfectly fine. Now I just will create a private remove item from cart, which will be fetching from cart model, cart item also, which will be returning cart items dot remove cart item. Now all the methods are working perfectly fine, and we have created it. Now just let's implement this. Now simply we will go to our main page.xml, and we will just copy the command here, and we will paste it inside our image button for closing. And we will be using first set the relay command here. Relay command, relay command, relay command. As you can see, we are good. Copy the name here and paste it here and add the command in the end. Now we are perfectly fine and good. Copy this whole thing, open this, and add it to decreasing and increasing. No, it's the label. Okay, we will add inside the decreasing. Okay, what's the name we set it for the increasing quantity and decreasing quantity? Let me check. For the increasing quantity, it would be a command, and for the decreasing quantity, we are using decrease quantity command. Now we are perfectly fine and good. Now let's run the application to see whether our application is running perfectly fine or not. As you can see, now we are inside our POS application. Now just select the item. As you can see, now our list is now populated here. It should be somewhere between the end, so we will figure it out. Okay, let's try to increase the quantity from here. Plus, plus, plus. So as you can see, our method is working perfectly fine. If I decrease it one more time, so our order item is removing from the list. So which means it's working perfectly fine. Now let's try to run the close button. If I press the close button, as you can see, our order item is not showing here. It is deleted from our order list. So let's press it again. So as you can see, it's working perfectly fine. So that's it. I hope you like the video. This is the part 6 of our restaurant POS MOI application. So for the next video, please subscribe our channel, like the video, share it as much as you can, and comment if you have any problem. We will try to comment you as soon as possible.